Hey everyone, at the moment we're looking at how to turn two-dimensional shapes into three-dimensional shapes by using some cool pencil shading techniques. So this lesson we're going to do some more revision of that, and we're going to continue to practice our skills in turning two-dimensional shapes into three-dimensional shapes. And this lesson we're even going to put some shapes together to create like a group of shapes that look three-dimensional. So last week we had a look at how to turn a circle into a sphere. We made a cylinder look three-dimensional, adding some shading and some shadowing, and we did the same with a cone, making that look three-dimensional as well. So we're going to revise those skills, and we're going to have a go this week about putting some of those shapes together to create a group of three-dimensional shapes. So let's get started.
Okay, so for this lesson, we're going to need a ruler, a pencil, a rubber, and a sharpener. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so for this picture, I need to create all the shapes in one. So again, I'm going to use my cup as a circle. I'm going to put in a cylinder, starting with a small oval, two sides. And I'm going to put in a cone. You can see how I'm making these shapes sort of overlap. And a curved bottom. Okay, now, because we're revising last week's lesson, we're now going to add in the shading to these shapes. So starting with my circle, just going to make sure I've got almost like a smaller circle within that circle. And I'm going to try and keep that bit a bit lighter, this part of it darker, and gradually move in from lighter to dark. I'm going to shade that in now. Okay, I'm going to use my finger to blend this now. Remember, I'm trying to get it from dark to light gradually, and not just black and white and a sharp line. I want this gradual change. I find it easier to blend this by going kind of in a circle. Okay, I'm going to use my rubber to make some light areas. Remember to keep your edges nice and neat. Okay, now I'm going to do the cylinder. Remembering to keep this part of it kind of straight. This will be a little bit trickier because it's behind. And finally, I'm going to do the cone. Remember, keep those edges neat. Okay, now I'm going to include the shadows. Okay, there we have our shaded shapes. Now, these take a bit of practice to do. You won't get this right straight away. You're going to have to do maybe a few of these, but the more you practice this, the better they're going to get. So practice your shapes, try with different shapes in front of each other in different places. Remember to get your shading so that it goes gradually from dark to light. Try and keep your edges really nice and neat. Use your rubber to rub out any of the smudges or dirty marks, and try and keep your shadows really nice and sharp.
Here's our three-dimensional shapes together, the sphere, the cone, and the cylinder. And a lot of people ask, how do you start to get really good at shading your shapes so that they look three-dimensional? And really the answer to this is you just got to practice. You've got to do lots of these. You won't get good at it just by doing one. You have to do this many times. So now that you've done it and you've seen how it's done, now it's your turn to practice. Do maybe 5 or 6 or even 10 and mix your shapes up and try your shapes in lots of different ways, and the more you practice, the better at it you'll get. So keep practicing, keep trying.